Hello Kaiju fans of all kinds, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Neca Alien Covenant Xenomorph, or Protomorph. But basically, this is from the film Alien Covenant, and it's the Xenomorph, pretty much. I mean, it's like an earlier form of the Xenomorph, which is why some people call it the Protomorph. But I call it the Xenomorph just because, that's basically what it is. And also, interesting enough, it's the first time we ever got to see the Xenomorph in CGI right out in the open. Some people didn't like that. I personally thought it was interesting to actually finally see them out of the dark. But, yeah. And as you can see, this figure is lying on the ground. Two reasons for that. One, this figure does not stand for shit. Two, its leg is broken. And I'll get into that story now. So, basically, this was the first Alien Covenant Xenomorph I got, and he's tall, so he will not fit in the screen. But, basically, this figure doesn't stand very well. And to get him to stand, I mean, I got him to stand, but you have to have the tail and the legs just right. Hit the stand. So, basically, I thought I had it right. And I walked out of my room one day, I heard something fall on the ground. I was like, what was that? It was my alien, and I was like, okay, he's fallen before. Then I realized, well, shit, his leg broke. So I'm like, okay, I'll just pop the ball joint back in. But nope, the ball joint actually is not really the problem. Well, technically it is. Let me just shine a light on here real quick. The ball joint itself actually snapped. It's not really focusing, but it'll be easier to see here. It didn't pop out, the thing literally snapped. So I decided, well, I gotta get another Xenomorph one of these days, because I kind of want one that's not broken. So I go to this Newbury Comics one day. I'm like, okay, I have two options: get a new Xenomorph or get the Neomorph. So I see the Neomorph. I'm like, okay, that's there, and I see a Xenomorph. But the reason I got the Xenomorph is because he's actually slightly different. It's the same figure, but basically there's a few differences here and there, which I'll go over through, in the review. But I'll just put him off to the side for now, and I'll go into him in a minute. For detail with this figure, and yes, I am using this one because, I don't know, I just am. Detail on this figure is amazing. I mean, it's NECA. It's always amazing most of the time. As you can see, you got a lot, especially the inside. I love how it's the translucent. You can actually see sort of the skull inside and the eyes. You got the nice jaw here with the mouth inside, because, that's how Xenomorphs work. And we got the weird tendril things on the back here. I'm not really sure what these are ever for. He never uses them. Got nice muscular arms. Well, actually, the arms are pretty skinny. So are the legs, especially the legs. But they got nice muscles on them and everything. Basically, great detail throughout the figure. We got the ribs. And we got the tail here. Looks great. Got all the spines on it. Or spikes, whatever. Yeah, so detail on the figure is actually really good. Okay, for articulation, for the head, we don't get much of a look up because these two things here are in the way. But we do get a decent look down. Of course, the head can also, these things actually block the head a little bit from turning. You can get a decent rotation though. Arms, 360 all the way around. And of course, we have a nice elbow joint here. His tail is getting stuck in the drawer here. Nice elbow joint. Hands have a nice joint as well. And of course, they can rotate. It's a little bit hard because it's sculpted, but yeah, you can do it. Arms also have a arch like that. Great articulation on the arms. The waist gets a little bit of articulation. You can go about that far. You can look a little bit up, down. The tail, let's go with the tail. It's a bendy wire, so you can pose this however you like. It's pretty cool. Here's the broken leg. Let me focus this. Legs are kind of interesting. You can go about that far up and that far down. There's no, and it's a bit of an arch outwards. Of course, there's a knee here which bends. Get a nice bend at the knee actually. Also right here it rotates. Get a bit of an arch at the feet here, not too much though. And then the toes can go about flat and but that much. So the articulation on this figure is pretty top-notch. Okay, so for paint job, it's sort of like the Xenomorph. Most of it's kind of the same color. So basically we just get a bunch of grays and browns. That's pretty much it. We get mostly, actually a little bit of black too. The teeth are silver, interestingly enough. That'll zoom in there. Of course, the tongue here, I actually forgot to point this out in articulation. The tongue is kind of hard, in her mouth, it's kind of hard to get out. And it's pretty long. This is the only Xenomorph I have that has the tongue coming out. So it's pretty long, and the teeth are not painted, I don't think, on the tongue. So that's a bit disappointing, but most of the time, you don't really see anyways, so. But yeah, and then that's pretty much it. Again, the paint job's not too much to say. It's mostly the same color with light brown, some blacks and grays. But this is where we're actually going to get into the other figure, which I have misplaced. There it is. So here's what's very interesting about this figure. The paint job is, well, the whole figure itself is relatively, it's the same figure, same detail, same articulation, everything. But there's one huge difference. Right here, I'm going to take him real quick, fix his arm. So here we have them together. Look at the heads. This one, you can see through it, it's pretty transparent. This one is completely black and shaded over. And this one has a slightly darker paint job. Yeah, so basically they're exactly the same figure, but I only got this one because I don't know if this is, I'm guessing it's just a different color variant or something. But at first I was like, oh, is this a prototype or something? But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a color variant. Yeah, but what this reminds me of, this figure here, is the Xenomorph that we see on most of the advertising, and basically in the movie, the first Xenomorph that appears with the sort of grayish head. You can't see through it or anything. So that's what this one kind of reminds me of. And then this one here kind of reminds me of the one that you see at the end of the film, where you can see through his head a little bit more. It's a bit more transparent. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but I thought it was kind of interesting to have two variants of him. Okay, for size comparison, as you can see, I also have to hold him because I just cannot get him to stand. But he is pretty freaking tall. So basically right here we have the Xenomorph, which I reviewed already. So that's the first form of this guy. Then we have the blue Xenomorph from Neca that I got, which is actually, I forgot to mention, he's based off the original Xenomorph from the first movie. So yeah, this guy, he dwarfs them. He's a very tall figure. And here we have him compared next to the Neca Godzilla 2014 and the Bandai Hedorah. Why? I don't know, I gotta get some Godzilla in this video somehow. Okay, so final thoughts on these guys. If you like Alien, I definitely recommend getting, well, one of these figures. I kind of like the first one better. This guy's cool as well. I just like the whole transparent deal. So, yeah, and also, if you can maybe tell me if this is just another paint variant, if it is actually based off that poster, I would appreciate that. But also, this figure, I got him for, I think both of these were $30. So, probably find it online for cheaper, I don't know, but I would recommend this guy. I really like it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.